This video emphasizes on the different methods and techniques of repertorization. Let's get started by firstly understanding the definition of repertorization. Here the statements play an important role in AI-APGT, so be careful while memorizing the definition. Repertorization is essentially a logical elimination of apparently similar medicines. It starts with a broad choice and gradually narrows down the field, which provides us an adequate and small group of similar medicines so that the final selection of the simillimum is made easier with the help of further reference to the materia medica if required. During the lifetime of Dr. Henneman, materia medica swelled up into what we have now, 2 volumes of Materia Medica Pura and 2 volumes of chronic diseases. Henneman and his disciples did realize the limitation of human mind to memorize all the facts recorded, which made the clinical practice difficult. Dr. Henneman felt the need for having some aid to retrieve the facts, and he even encouraged his disciples to prepare such a manual. Dr. Henneman has mentioned in Organon in aphorism number 153 the importance of characteristic symptoms. Now let's go through aphorism number 153 in 6th edition of Organon. In this search for a homeopathic specific remedy, that is to say, in this comparison for collective symptoms of the natural disease with the list of symptoms of known medicines, in order to find among these an artificial morbific agent corresponding by similarity to the disease to be cured, the most striking, singular, uncommon and peculiar, that is characteristic sign and symptoms of the case of the disease are chiefly and most solely to be kept in view. For it is more particularly that these very similar ones in the list of symptoms of the selected medicine must correspond to in order to constitute it the most suitable for effecting the cure. The more general and undefined symptoms, loss of appetite, headache, debility, restless sleep, discomfort, and so forth, demand but little attention when of that vague and indefinite character, if they cannot be more accurately described as symptoms of such a general nature, are observed in almost every disease and from almost every drug. Now here, Dr. Henneman mentioned the importance of characteristic symptoms, that is, the striking, singular, uncommon and peculiar symptom as published by Dr. Boninghausen in the Characteristic Symptom of Homeopathic Medicine and Repertory. He also appreciates Dr. Jar's effort in the Handbook of Principal Symptoms, where he has focused on the principal symptoms, that is, the characteristic symptoms of a disease. Methods of repertorization. Methods of repertorization is a logical and prescribed practice of making use of a suitable repertory in a given case to find out the most similar medicine efficiently and with accuracy. Every case has its own dimension which decides the selection of repertory, and every repertory has its own method of repertorization. There are 4 methods of repertorization. The first one is Boninghausen's method. This method was evolved by the father of repertory himself and later elaborated by Dr. H.A. Roberts. This method can be used in cases with dominated physical symptom which can be arranged as a few complete symptoms. Kent's method can be used in cases with physical, mental or either one of the generals and characteristic particulars. Boger's method can be used where cases are full of causative generalities, pathological general and particulars with concomitants. Clinical method is used in cases where common symptoms of a disease are present. Dr. B.K. Sarkar, in his book Lectures in Homeopathy, published in 1956, has described the following methods of working out the cases. Now these methods are important as these can be asked in the question paper. So let's read about them. Henneman's and Bonninghassen's method. Where complete symptoms are available, we use this method. Kent's method can be used where generals, either mental or physical or both, are present and particulars are also available. The third method, where mental symptoms are lacking, here one starts with the physical generals and then the particulars. Fourth method, where generals are lacking with striking peculiar symptoms. Fifth method, where the case presents only common symptoms or a pathology. Here, the physician makes use of every means at his command, including the patient's personal and family history, his temperament, his complexion, color and texture of skin, his particular organs and tissues affected, location and character and physical aspect of lesions, and probable etiological factors. The sixth method is technical nosological terms are selected as the main headings. Now let's talk about techniques of repertorization. There are two methods. One is the old method using the plain paper and sheet, and there is a modern method which are using a repertorial sheet, using a card, or using computers, or otherwise you can go for a referral way. Now in the old method, rubrics are arranged according to the hierarchy and medicines are listed. All the medicines with their grades are written against the symptoms. At the end, common medicines which cover all the rubrics are found out, and they are further differentiated with the reference to the materia medica. Now it has pros and it also has cons. Now let's talk about the advantage of this technique. While writing the symptoms, referring to the rubrics and noting down the medicines, one learns to use the repertory in a better way, leaving a lasting impression on the user's memory. Whereas what is the con here, or the disadvantage, it consumes more time in working out a case. Modern method includes using a repertorial sheet where alphabetically arranged medicine list is required. Second, using a card, it has an advantage that it saves time and labor, and it also has a disadvantage, that is, it has limited amount of learning. Referral way, quick reference from books, cards or computers. Using computers is easy and it's non-time consuming. The process of repertorization. It is a sequence of interdependent and linked procedure followed to get a simillimum or a group of similar medicines in a given case with the help of repertory. Whether we use the old or the new method, two basic logical processes are involved, and they are total addition process and the eliminating process. We will study about this topic in detail in our next video. Thank you for watching.